Like we had completely abandoned Facebook with the live shit. Like this YouTube's like, oh, YouTube playing ball, we over here.
So fuck Facebook Live.
Facts.
Yeah.
Leave your boys over there.
Right. We in the building.
Zuckerberg be bullshitting, man. And ever since he took over Instagram's gone downhill too, man. Like,
Hell yeah. IG ain't it no more. That's a fact.
All right, so everybody rush one of them. Let's see like the situation before we start giving the takes away. People are pulling into the chat.
All right.
Oh, we got.
And ever since he took over Instagram.
All right, we got a couple people in the building. Nas the GOAT was good. Manny was good.
Let me go check this.
Yeah, we told him 12:15, so I'm gonna give him till 12:15 before we start giving the takes away. At that point, you're just gonna have to hit the rewind button, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we in there.
Yeah. That's kind of early for niggas, you know. Ain't just us, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even drink last night because I knew I had to wake up. I said, if I drink again last night, I was not waking up one time.
I was at like a little spot for like for a little few minutes.
I thought about it, bro. I was like, I got the Migos looking at me. I'm looking at the Migos. I'm like, nah, I'm a chill. Because I would not be here right now, bro. Because I bought a bottle of the Respado. Like I got like a third bottle left. I'm like,
it's calling you?
Bro, it's
3 bottles deep. Heard you, Joe.
Son. Fucking
heard you, boy.
And I tried that frozen shit I was telling you about, Dini. But that shit,
boy. It hits.
Son, I was like, I've been doing this wrong the whole time.
I never blended it, bro. I broke it with like a spoon, just kept spinning, and the shit you did put in the blend is a game changer.
You was sick nigga to do that.
Yeah, bro. I work hard, bro. For little benefits sometimes.
What the fuck? Oh man, yeah. Nah, that blend, bro. It's like a frozen beverage. I thought you had to buy like a churner and shit.
That's with a spoon.
Nas the GOAT already shooting questions at me, directly at me.
Nas the GOAT.
He don't trust us.
He got me in his crosshairs already. God damn.
And Lupe checks all boxes.
He don't trust us at all. He gonna ask the rap snob. He ain't gonna ask us.
Shout out to Nas the GOAT.
I see J Ma and the Billy already. All right. So y'all got your pitchforks ready?
You might not be too happy with me though.
Oh damn.
Damn. Not sin.
Hey, listen. We'll have to get into it.
Copy that.
You know what I mean?
Definitely, we can get into it. We can.
We absolutely can. I'm waiting till 12:15
1 minute,
and we taking off. You know what I'm saying? All right, people. It's 12:15. Let's go, people. It's the Rap Roundtable. Your boy Jarvis alongside Sincere the Rap Snob, alongside Dini the Balance, alongside the homie Mace. We in here talking about alcoholic beverages and trying to be responsible to be on time and whatnot. Be responsible, friends. You know what I mean? That's what we need you to do. You can find a Rap Roundtable on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can also tap in with us via Cash App. All donations are appreciated. Also, we got some merch for you guys. It's limited supply for right now, but if you're interested, we posted them yesterday. If you're interested in those trucker hats or the snapbacks, place the order via emailing us, and we'll make sure we'll ship it out to you. We'll make it happen. The hats cost $25. All donations and purchases are appreciated. But more importantly, Lupe Fiasco dropped the album that many hip hop heads were excited about. They were saying that this was his Illmatic. It was going to be God tier borrower, God tier music, album of the year contender, etc., so on and so forth. So now that the album has been released, we all got to tap in. We had to push back the reaction because we had to record New York Bias 2, which is on the way this Tuesday. But with all that said, Dini the Balance, Lupe is out. What are your takeaways from drill music in Zion?
On the first listen, I appreciated the second half of the album better than the first half of the album.
Okay.
On the second listen, I had to like ball a fist and just punch myself in the face, bro. This album's fucking amazing. Like, like I said, man, the sonically, like everything is there. It's a journey through Lupe's mind. We got flows, delivery, breath control, concepts, melodies. I loved the production. This wasn't the typical Lupe-esque production. We got more of a earlier age Lupe when it came to the production. The soulfulness of it all, the jazz affects in it, the features. Shout out to the ladies of the album, they really killed, man. Naya and Aisha Jacob, but she always kills. Everything she's been on that she did with Lupe, she's been on several Lupe albums. She blacked. Track listing, we can go through it, man. Lions Dean, I thought was fire, and I am not a fan of spoken word rap. To be honest, I kind of hate it, but she showed up and she did her thing. Auto Bottle is a whole vibe, bro. I listened to it in motion. I listened to it in stuck in the same spot. Beautiful music. Precious Things hit my heart. It hit my heart. The melody, the way Shorty came through and sang on that vibe. Kiosk to me was really like the shit that set the tone. To me, Kiosk was an amazing record. The lyricism, the comparisons to like how we overvalue bullshit, essentially. I thought that was just like prime. Miss Mural, great fucking ball work. Naomi, that's when I got my 90s boom bap vibes. I got some jazz samples in there with the heavy bass. Drill music in Zion, top tier lyricism. Shows that Lupe is not of human DNA, bro. Seattle was a good record. On Phonem, I like the messaging on Phonem. I think the messaging was a little better than the record. I may need some time, but the concept on and Macito, I know you can relate to this, man. We just want to see niggas stop shooting niggas. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The guns got to be put down. My only real gripe with the album, bro, as a Lupe fan, is that where the fuck is the drill music on this shit, bro? Like, as far as like at least a beat, you know, I thought maybe would rhyme in at least a drill music sense, but this is Lupe. Lupe is the conundrum. And I would love to hear what my brothers have to say about it.
Sincere, jump in, bro.
All right, man.
Shout out J Mar before we continue that $20 donation. Yes. Love, family.
Appreciate you, J Mar.
Appreciate you, bro. Salute to you as well.
So I'm glad Deanie set the tone, being the main Lupe fan at the table. I'm gonna have to be the flip side of this coin, man. I'll preface this with admitting that I have not been into Lupe Fiasco in a good 15 years. Like, I just, you
fell off after the Cool.
Food and Liquor and the Cool, those albums are fire to me. I'll go back and listen to those albums anytime. I know that there's a lot of fans that will go through his entire discography, Tetsuo and Youth, Jogger's Wave, you know what I mean? What's the other one? I think that's it.
The Jogger's Wave and something.
Jogger's Light.
There you go.
And they'll swear by those albums. I couldn't really get into them. And this album is just continuing in that wave for me. I tried. I've listened to it probably like 3 times at this point. It just dropped Friday. I don't love it. It's cool. I think it's a cool album. I'm not loving the production. Lupe is he's a wordsmith.
Yes.
Right. So I obviously respect that, but I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes it feels like he's only in competition with himself. You know what I mean? And not in a good way. I mean in the way where like he tries to one up himself in how esoterically dense he can make his bars. You know what I mean? And on the one hand, like, as a fan of MCing, right, as respecting the art, I can dig that. But then on the other hand, it's like some of the shit, like he could have found a much more direct way of saying something, but he took this whole roundabout, like Da Vinci, because somebody said Da Vinci Code in the comments. He writes his verses in like Da Vinci Code, and I'm like, bro, I don't want to like spend the next week trying to decode your bars, bro. Like that's not what I want to do. So some of the bars are just a little too, like, honestly, I feel it's a little masturbatory at this point.
Wow.
He just you know
this
what I
is
mean?
from a Kendrick fan.
But that's what I'm saying.
Right,
now
Danny,
look, Now look. Here's my thing. I think Lupe's the way Lupe writes his songs and his bars, it's I think he tries to one up himself too much. But then when it's juxtaposed with the production, I don't think the production really matches his level of MCing. I think it. I don't.
I'm going
doesn't
next.
Match.
I'm going next.
It doesn't match.
I'm going next because Sinner's getting me tight.
It doesn't match for me because like the production to me is not. It's cool. It's nothing special though. I don't feel the production on this is special at all.
I thought you would have loved this.
It's a little bland. No, some of the songs. What's the joint?
I need the hot tag. I need the hot tag right now, bro.
Naomi, Drill Music, and Zion. I like the production. On Phonem, right? But for the rest of it, like especially the first half, I'm like, I could take it or leave it.
Interesting.
I thought that was the first one. Then I tapped back in and I came back around.
Hey,
Jav.
Sin. You are one sick motherfucker, bro.
I don't. What's the problem?
I'm gonna tell you what the problem is. You sat here and you waxed poetic for 2 weeks about Kendrick's album in the most masturbatory way possible. Only to now say that Lupe trying to raise the lyrical gauntlet yet again because he is his own competition. I don't even like Lupe, but it is what it is. To say that about Lupe after what Kendrick just gave us, bro.
Tell me about it.
No.
We're still deciphering bullshit from that album this today. That shit came out like a month ago.
What the fuck?
Deciphering bullshit from Kendrick's right album? What is it like? What bullshit is there to decipher?
Bro, there's a whole litany of shit that going on Kendrick's album, bro. Like, come on, bro.
What is it? Y'all gotta tell me.
The description you just gave was exactly how we feel about Kendrick's album.
Hold on. So now, I didn't want to make it about Kendrick.
Yeah,
I didn't expect Sin to take this route. What is in Lupe's album? Rephrase. What is in Kendrick's album that isn't in Lupe's album that you're panning this album so bad by comparison?
The production was better and more it was more exciting.
The production wasn't better. It was not. Bro. It was not.
Yes, it was.
The production on this on Lupe shit is way better than it was on the Kendrick.
No. What y'all are saying is the production on this is more palatable. That's what y'all saying. It strokes your sensibility.
And this is
boring.
And this is
what on this is boring. And I love Soundtrack. I love the fact that he got back with Soundtrack. Right. Soundtrack and him have made some of my favorite music when they get together.
But see, this is the issue that I keep having right here. We talked about it even with the Drake shit, and we got into it on New York Bias 2 that's coming on Tuesday, shameless plug. Right?
Yes, sir.
We cannot keep taste shaming people because it's not what you want it to be. By the general hip hop landscape, beat for beat, Lupe's album sounded better than Kendrick's.
By far.
It's not even close.
And palatable is like the worst word when it comes to like that. Is it not supposed to be kind of palatable?
Are there more? Again, Sin always talks about the risk taking, the pushing the envelope forward. And again, I always want to be clear when I say this. I respect what Kendrick did as far as pushing the envelope forward.
Yes.
That doesn't make it good. Okay? and we talked about it. Again, I like Kendrick's album. I don't love it. But the constant overinflating of it is ridiculous. And if for Sin to come on here and say what he says about Lupe's album when they're in the same fucking lane, not to say maybe technically, creatively, less risk on a Lupe album, but song for song, again, I am not a Lupe fan. That needs to be established here. Song for song, if it wasn't for the Rap Roundtable, I probably wouldn't even listen to this album at all. But I'm glad that I listened to the album because I'm like, oh, this is pretty refreshing. Now, don't get it twisted. There's some people saying album of the year for Lupe. It is not that. Stop.
It's a good album.
The technical rapping.
Yeah.
Lupe's in that most def territory for me. Shogun status. He'll never be bad at rap. He'll be 95 using a walker to get around, might have partial dementia, and he'll still be one of the nicest niggas you ever heard. But the middle of the album, it kind of loses momentum. I keep it a stack with y'all. Like I'm pulling up the track list right now because there's a couple of tracks that I don't care about. after Precious Things, Kiosk and Miss Mural, it kind of lost the momentum because I felt like after the intro, Gotti, Autobot, of Precious Things, there was a nice pace being, not even vibey, but it was a good pace being set. And I felt like Kiosk and Mr. Mural kind of took it off that pace. He had some things he needed to get off and he needed to try. But I felt like the beats in that middle stanza of the album sounded a little bit repetitive. That's an issue that I'll have. I felt like there's no dexterity beat for beat on this album, but they still sound. Yeah, I mean, I'm giving it to you, Sin, in that regard.
Exactly
in that
my
regard,
point.
You know what I'm saying?
You see how Kendrick's album switched up all these different flows and all these different vibes.
Nobody wanted.
And that's what I'm saying.
Except for having the biggest first week sales for the entire year, above Post Malone, above Drake, above all of these stars.
You're right.
Kendrick had the most. So I don't see that argument.
He's a megastar, bro.
All right.
And he was on a super long hiatus, bro.
But
you're gonna have to let the hate go, bro.
But as the album kind of flipped, we got to Naomi, drum music, and Zion, Seattle on phone them. That's that little Chicago lingo. It started to pick back up. You know what is the album sound? You know what the album reminded me of? Like those '90s Spike Lee movies, like the scores that Spike would use during that era. It sounded like that, real jazzy, real funk.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Cool. I like
you can tell like he has a lot of plans for performance album. This album is going to translate beautifully to live instruments. You know what I'm saying? Like he's already thinking ahead. I like the hood. Like to me, like him and Kendrick did the same thing, but I felt like he took less risk than Kendrick. There was a lot of hood commentary, a lot of social commentary, but he didn't delve too heavy into the other topics that people didn't necessarily want to hear. J Mar, who has album of the year, I don't really know. I don't think there is an album of the year right now. I don't think anybody delivered album of the year quality right now. Since says Kendrick, who
I got a question for y'all though.
What's up?
Like,
hold on.
Mace ain't even gone yet. But
that's what I'm saying. Y'all going off.
Mace don't need that energy.
Let me just throw this question out there. Like, what does this say about y'all? Like, at least I have planted my flag firmly as
stand, bro.
Kendrick has album of the year, but y'all
album of the year.
That don't mean much to you, baby.
Y'all are not satisfied by anybody.
But we not. We just said there is no album of the year.
But that's what I'm saying. What does it say about y'all? Like, Kendrick came out with
the bar hasn't been set. That's what we saying.
And no one's listened to that album since but you, Sin.
Bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You talking for yourself,
bro. Yo, have you spent that shit back lately?
I mean, I got like 4 tracks I go to. Like I listen to the KD podcast, and even he said it. He was like, "There's only about 5 tracks I revisit." That's what this album is. It's about 4 or 5 tracks to revisit. The playback value ain't there. It's not a crime sin. It's okay. It's all right.
It doesn't hurt, bro. Just take the band right off. You know what I'm saying?
Mace. Let's go to
Get in there, Mace.
Hey, listen. I don't know how Dini, you know I love you, but I don't know how Dini got the reputation as the big Lupe fan. I'm really like a Lupe guy for real. Lupe is in my top 10, bro. Lupe is I love Lupe Fiasco.
I
didn't know that.
We don't know that.
Nobody knows that.
You're relatively new still to the table, honestly. So we never had
from the Fahrenheit series, Enemy of the State. Like I'm from OG Lupe status, so I come with that. You know, that backdrop before y'all know what I'm about to say. But listen, man, it's a great album, bro. Like I feel like I'm in a twilight zone for people who are saying this is not like top tier material of the year. Like, I mean, the flow, the bars, the production, this is actually what Lupe fans have been wanting. So I'm glad y'all already kind of like touched on that. This is what we've been wanting. Lupe and soundtracks sounding better than they have since that first initial run that they came through. I mean, like, you got palatable songs here, but still conceptual in the way that Lupe knows how to do it. He playing with the melodies. The shit is concise. Like on Foe and them, he sounded like he was presenting my young rap segment. Rappers die too much. That's it. You know what I mean? Like I felt like he just was. So I feel like this definitely is my album of the year. Like that's why I'm sitting and I'm like, yo, I want this to be said before, you know, and no offense, Sin, but there has been a big brother, little brother thing with Kendrick and Lupe fans since Lupe came out in 2012 and said, you know what? I don't really think he's as good as y'all think he is. And led by Peter Rosenberg, they've been slandering Lupe Fiasco ever since. So I want y'all to know that a Kendrick fan is going to always kind of have a side eye at it, Lupe, and vice versa. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to say it's all Kendrick, but this album, you know, I'm going to have fun deciphering it. You know, upon the first couple of listens, I saw the clear themes that he was tying in from, like, just he said, Tetsuo and Youth, Jogas Wave. You know what I mean? He's trying to tie, you know, Lupe, you're going to have to decipher his shit for years. And y'all love rappers like that. So I'm like, I don't understand. Like,
that's why I got so tight, Mace. I'm like, right, Tim got a lot of fucking nerve right now.
I don't understand. I'm the nigga who should be asking niggas the dumb shit now, but I love this shit.
Because so here's about, all right, if I could tap in here. I think my issue is that Lupe is finding new ways to say things that have already been said, right? Like he's finding, you know, he's trying to make these verbal pretzels and taking these verbal gymnastics, you know, again, as a way to one up what he's done himself before, and one up the wordplay and the poetry and the esotericness of it all. But it subject-wise, I don't feel it digs that deep beneath the surface. This is like if you really examine what he's saying and the themes of the album, this is stuff that has already been covered, which is why when I listen to the Kendrick album, and I've said this numerous times already to y'all, he talks about things that have not really been tackled in hip hop before. This thing about, like, you know, the dichotomy of like, we love the music, but, you know, people are really dying in the streets, and the energy is so, you know, the street energy is so intertwined with hip hop. How do we separate the two? Like, I appreciate all that, but it's been done.
You know what I mean? Take away from the fire of the album.
And I don't. But what I'm saying is, I don't feel like the album thematically broke any new ground. The production is not interesting enough for me to want to come back to this album to hear him say the things that he's saying.
Hold on. We got a couple of comments that I want to direct to you, Sin.
Copy.
Leroy Green says, and he's kind of leaning your way. He says, no, it's standard Lupe. It's the standard. Lupe has already set for himself, and that makes Zion a diet, food, and liquor album. Nas the GOAT says, shaking my fucking head, what the hell was Kendrick been doing his whole career, Sin? So you have two opposite ends of the spectrum comments. You can start off with Leroy and work your way to Nas the GOAT.
And what? So I probably, I agree with Leroy. Look, right, like after like the second or third listen, I went back and started not listening to his old albums. I went back to listen to SLR. SLR is absolutely one of my favorite, just chef's kiss fucking Lupe tracks. It was an unreleased track. You'll find it on YouTube. But the way he goes in on SLR, like the energy level and like the bravado and all that, like obviously it's not tackling, that particular song is not tackling any particular, you know, topics or themes, but the way he goes in lyrically is just, and the pocket that he finds is crazy. To me, I feel like Lupe has done better before. I feel like Lupe has had more exciting music before. I didn't find this particularly exciting for me.
I feel that exact way about Kendrick. I really do.
Bro, I was literally thinking this. Thank you, Mace. Everything you said about Lupe, you can extrapolate that right back onto Kendrick, bro.
No, Kendrick broke new ground, bro.
My auntie is a man that was breaking new ground. The shit wasn't hot though, bro.
That song is fire. What are you talking about? That song is crazy.
I haven't heard no one speaking about this Kendrick album since for the last 2 weeks, bro. You're the only person who still holds on to it.
We're talking about the internet. I addressed this already in one of my launch segments. People don't talk about nothing past the first, or even maybe week and a half, possibly 2 weeks. After that, nobody talks about shit anymore. Right, so there's people in the comment. I think Nas the GOAT said, "Yo, nobody's talking about this Kendrick album. Nobody talks about any album past like the first week and a half. That's just what it is."
Not every album's in contention for album of the year, though.
I mean, niggas still talking about Magic in June, bro. I don't know. You know what I mean?
And Katie,
I want to say, I want to say for the record though that while Lupe has just like we all know, Lupe was one of those dudes who was writing on internet message boards lyrics with no beat and everybody thinking it's high. So like the type of his writing style post Atlantic Records was definitely what Sin was saying, like just writing complicated shit for the hell of writing it to have niggas, you know what I mean, decipher that shit for 10 years. But I feel like since this Royce the 5'9", that around that summer when all of that happened, I feel like Lupe kind of hit his stride. I feel like he dumbed it down a bit. He got more into what folks were liking. He was dropping a track a day, getting feedback, basically knowing what we wanted to hear as fans. And I feel like since then, he's been in a little groove. And honestly, I don't feel like he's on that type of time. I feel like he kind of dumped himself down compared to how he usually does, to be honest with you. So while Lupe, for a large portion of his career, can be called that, I didn't get that vibe from this album, to be honest with you.
Facts.
Vanguardian TV says haters. 3 people are I just want to be clear. 3 of us are defending Lupe.
Yeah, stop doing that, y'all.
One person doesn't like the album. That doesn't make the 4 of us haters.
If it's just me that's not feeling it, direct your comments at me directly. Don't call the whole round table haters. It's 4 people, man.
That shit is annoying, bro. And you know, again, like coming from me, it's like I be looking at Lupe for all the wrong reasons. The nigga doing cosplay samurai shit, playing video games. Like this is your king. That's how I be feeling when I look at Lupe. So I came into this album like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. And I feel like because where we are now with the space, and the space is cleansing itself day by day. Is this the best Lupe album we've ever heard? No, it's not. Of course not. But it's really good. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I agree with some of the points Sin has made because he didn't break any new ground. He says some things that are like, huh? You know what I mean? But you know what? I'd rather have the over your head bars than the yeah. You know what I mean? I'd rather that.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
And it's like, I think people are really pushing a pen in 2022. All these albums are coming out, and guys, to me, this is like a lyrical arms race that we're getting with project after project. I think that's why there's so much pushback against what Aubrey did, because we're looking at the space like, if there was ever a time for you to rap, it's right now.
It's
right now.
It feels like he's putting his tail between his legs and running
away
from the competition. That's what it felt like.
Shit, he talking about Scary Hours 3 coming, and the rap coming back. Shit.
The last Scary Hours was different.
It's scary, the last Scary Hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was.
But the overarching thing for me is that I like where it's at. You know, like if this is what we're gonna get, and this is June, what the hell is the second half of this year gonna look like? Because there's a lot of rappers that's out. If you feel like Kendrick got the album of the year, I'm not mad at that. The dude made something that I think people just not like, and they said it. I've heard it, and I agree. He said some shit that people don't want to hear or they're not comfortable hearing. It's gonna come back around to where some people are gonna be like, you know what, I didn't give this album a fair shake. Sometime in the fall, when outside is closed and it's cold out, they might run it back. Pusha T gave us some shit that, whether you like the order of the track, listen, we talked about it at the stew. Like, he gave us some shit. Nas is lurking. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
Lupe just dropped some fire. Ransom dropped some fire. Rome Street said Kiss the Ring is coming. There's a lot of music out here that's on the way. I'm really excited about the space, and I just want to keep reiterating that. Like, there's a lot of great rap, and you don't even have to pander about how great the rap is. It's just great rap everywhere. Shout out to Lupe, because I'm a Lupe hater. Y'all know that.
I was even able to tap into a couple of tracks off the new French. French is rapping.
Yeah. That shit is kind of dope too.
Vanguardian in the comments in the chat asking what album is better than Lupe's album right now.
It's an opinion question. We're not experts. You know what I mean?
And as the person who says that Lupe's album is the album of the year, there are some negatives.
Maybe it's just a perspective question.
Right, like let's not act like it. The fact that Lupe raps a specific way and with specific production that makes it hard for him to collaborate with anyone. So he only has these singers on here. You know what I mean? He's so self-contained. So it's like there's the production gets a little boring. It does. You know
Thank
what I mean?
you.
The production gets a
God
little
damn.
boring. It does.
I'm
You know
trying
what
to
I
make
mean?
it sound
And
like I'm out off on a fucking deserted island
It's
somewhere.
it's
like,
it's more in the
Close.
boom
You
bap
in
range.
Las
I thought that
Vegas.
would have been right up your
come
alley.
on, man.
and you have to be to enjoy tracks like Kiosk, you have to be into the Lupe way of, I'm gonna rap from the perspective of a fan,
A kiosk in the
for
mall.
sick kids. You know what I mean? Like that you have to be in. I'm into Lupe, so I could be like, oh, the Kiosk, he rapping to the rappers who get overcharged. I could be into that type of shit, but I recognize that not everybody want to hear that type of dumb shit. Sometimes it's borderline Joyner Lucas type shit. You know what I mean?
Mm.
See,
I got a question. I got a question
Mason's
for
coming
y'all.
over to the dark side more and more.
He's not.
Nah, I fuck with it,
He's
but I
not.
gotta be real.
It's just
Hold on.
objectivity. He
Let
ain't
me
coming
start-
over your
let me start-
side.
Let me start some shit in the chat.
Yo, he compared it to Joyner Lucas. Come on, man.
Let me start
Every
some
once
shit
in a
in the
while,
chat.
Joe Lucas shows
What
up.
what album y'all like better? Fucking this Lupe album or the Black Star album? Since a lot of y'all swear by that Black
Oh, the
Star
Black Star
album.
album. The Black Star album.
Black Star, you taking Black Star over this?
Yes, absolutely.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
Beanie, you heard that Black
100%.
Star?
It's such a smooth listen, man. Like sin sometimes make palatable sound like a crime. Like it's a smooth listen, bro. Like sometimes it's just what you need to just get your stride on. Like I said, like I haven't found time where like you said the 5 tracks, but I haven't found time where that Kendrick calls back to me. I feel like this album's gonna call back to me in my emotion. Even if I had a little spot kicking back, if it comes on, I could catch a vibe to the album. It just hits. It connects. I like the album.
All right.
Shout out to Dini not even answering the question. Actually, about the Black Star album
I'm not counting the Black Star album. Black Star was a good album, but I like Lupe's better.
All right, what about you, Mace?
I ain't hear the Black Star album. I gotta keep it a buck with y'all.
So
I
Raising
ain't
the
hear.
Sin. Well, let's see what the chat.
Rapping.
All right.
Mike 100 said Black Star got album of the year.
No.
Also no, but
and that's not against Black Star.
I definitely like it better than this Lupe album. Nas the Goat says, fellas, think about it. Think about this. We still have Nas KD3 and Black Thought dropping. Now, I want to address this real quick. No.
No offense.
Black Thought.
No offense, bro. I'm just saying no offense early. Just
let me just address this. Black Thought, I'm probably the biggest Black Thought fan on this table. But Black Thought has not dropped. He's dropped several projects. He has not dropped a project that I've felt like going back to again after the first listen. That's exactly how I feel about this Lupe album. I respect the lyricism. I respect the bar work. I respect the fact that these are legends in the MC game that have dropped classic material in the past. This just is not one of them for me.
I respect that.
You could keep that Black Thought album, honestly.
Yeah, like
I'm gonna tap in.
No offense to Black Thought.
I'm gonna tap in for sure.
Have you ever like I don't even want to sound blasphemous on this podcast right now, but like Black Thought is so the answer of Black Thought is coming, bro. Nobody's like Black Thought is when you come across and you like, God damn, I forgot how fucking great this nigga was. Nobody is saying when's the new Black Thought dropping, bro. And I'm not even trying to sound like no young vibey ass nigga. Like I'm into hip hop too, bro. But come on, man.
There's some dog nice niggas that hip hop just do not show.
Don't give a fuck about, bro.
Well, he one of them, bro.
No, I think the
that
problem
was disrespectful, Mace.
Yeah, no, I think let's not slander. I think the problem
That's
with
your
Black
I know
Thought
hip hop card.
It's too late in the game for him to want to come out with solo projects now. He should have come out with solo projects right after like Things Fall Apart or Phrenology or around that era. You know what I mean? When he was like in his prime top tier, like, and I'm not even saying that like top tier lyrically, but top tier musically. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna push back against that, Sim, because it's you and people of your ilk that after he did that Flex freestyle, wanted to put him top 5 on everybody's list.
Yeah.
Now you saying a few years later it was too late. It's too late. Y'all was the one saying
no,
he was
but,
in all these
but
conversations.
listen,
Y'all
no,
put him in them conversations.
That's a fact for the material that he had put out up to that point.
Okay.
But then, you know, he put out a few solo projects with some producers here and there, and I don't know, it didn't, none of them really hit for me. So
I'm gonna go to hell for saying this, but Black Thought might be the nicest nigga that nobody ever wants to listen to, bro.
I don't think it's that. I think it's about packaging. And Sin made a good point about the Sonics. Like, all right, Black Thought spinning back. We don't know who's gonna be producing this album. But if Sin, if you had a choice,
Danger Mouse.
Oh, great production.
So who would you prefer to do a Black Thought album that will make it sonically appealing with his lyrical ability?
Hit Boy, might have to give Hit Boy a call.
Can't always be Hit Boy.
He's reviving niggas.
Right.
Honestly, I don't know. So here's my thing, and I just seen this tweet yesterday, and I quote tweeted it, but then I put it in drafts. I was like, do I really want to start this right now? But somebody actually, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up real quick because it's in my drafts. Somebody has said. In regards to Nas, he said Nas needs to go to Queens and just chill with Large Professor, Sha Money XL, Havoc, and Marley Marl, and then record an album, maybe LES in there too. And when I read shit like that, I'm like, why are we still doing this in 2022? Like, Nas has found a counterpart for himself in 2022 in Hit Boy, and he's put out 3 phenomenal projects, borderline classics with some of them. So with the Black Thought question, I don't know who that might be for him, right? But my favorite Black Thought stuff is 20 plus years old. So I don't know what that answer is for Black Thought, but it hasn't been the producers that he's teamed up with thus far. I think he did some shit with Salam Remy, possibly. And it just didn't hit for me. I don't know. If people in the chat, let me try to remind me who Black Thought had collaborated with on projects.
The thing about Black Thought is that, of course, Black Thought is one of the most incredible motherfuckers to ever rap on a microphone. Like, of course, everybody who knows hip hop knows that. But for some reason, when it comes to the people who are labeled real hip hop, a nigga like Mos, a nigga like Talib, and Black Thought. If I'm to say, hey, I don't ever want to hear a Black Thought album. I don't want to hear, it'd be better. You know what I want to hear? I want to hear Black Thought rap on the Kendrick album. I want to hear Black Thought rap on this Lupe album. I look like a piece of shit, but if you said it about Jadakiss, who's just as nice, but not looked at as that real hip hop nigga, you niggas would be like, yeah, Jada better on other niggas' records. So Black Thought is just in that type of lane to me. It's like, he's never gonna keep my attention for a full album, bro.
You're 100% right. There's a lot of judgment by certain segments of hip hop where, like, if you say a certain thing about a certain artist, then they want to pull your whole
strip your card. Yeah.
But then on the flip side of that, but on the flip side of that, they'll hit you with the music is subjective angle. So it's like, is it subjective or is it you just can't talk about certain niggas? That's the question.
Well, listen here though, because Illadelph, Half-Life, and Things Fall Apart are better than any Jadakiss album.
Oh, of course. Shit, come on now. Jadakiss don't make good albums.
But you know what I mean? But he was under the umbrella
that's his
of the
group
Roots.
album.
Collective,
right.
Yeah.
The Lox have a group album that's good. So
it's still not seeing the Roots albums. But
Nas the Ghost said, what would y'all say if Black Thought makes an incredible solo project this late in his career? And we'll say it's great.
I mean,
right.
Like, what you mean?
They're not crazy, bro.
Touch 182 said Black Thought and Hot Tech, and I feel that. Black Thought and Hot Tech.
That would be dope.
And bring Hot Tech back out of retirement, man.
Hot Tech and Black Thought I had me in my car, like the oldest of all old heads, and I'd be proud, bro.
Bro,
that'd be tough.
Hot Tech.
They think we have like these like biases. So like Sin shares more like numbers shit than anybody in the chat. Like, yo, we not who y'all think we are. Like, we all one way. Like, all of us care about this shit completely. Like, you know what I mean?
It's not a hive mind over here. We all like different.
Right.
Hydra.
Right.
Shit.
Nah, but I love that about rap. And you know what it is? I think too that during the Great Rap Depression, the backpack niggas got it the worst. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like that segment of rap, the fans, they get real defensive and protective of certain artists because they really got pushed to the side. When we were getting that the drill music and the really bad trap music, guys like Black Thought didn't get appreciated because nobody wanted to hear that lyrical shit. You remember that era? You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So I feel like now people get real defensive about them because it's like they spent a long period defending the lyrical shit that's now easing its way back into the space.
The great reset.
Yes, sir. What J Mark talking about? Sin is definitely biased when it comes to Kendrick. Chill, Nas to go. Everybody know that.
Man.
You can't trust. That's like me and Jay-Z. You can't trust this man. You know what I mean?
All right, but all right, we're gonna go back on that topic. I got a couple of screenshots here. All right. For one, Kendrick, as we established, had the biggest first week sales of any artist in hip hop this year. Also, head over to Metacritic.
Was that
85
286?
average. Nah, it was
my fault. Saying I was just looking for the official number.
Oh, okay. Go over to Metacritic, and the Metacritic score from critics is an average of 85, an average of 9.0 from users. So I don't. Any way you slice it, he's winning. He's winning sales wise. He's winning critically. Like,
the album is
how am I
polarizing,
biased,
bro? Because you saying that he's winning critically, but we've seen too many people say the opposite of what you just said. Like, we literally, like, the same way you could screenshot what you did, right? We can all go on Twitter or any social media platform or record any conversation with people that we speak to, and it'll be opinions to the opposite. The album is polarizing. That's all. It's okay.
All right.
It's not a unanimous.
Out of 1,256.
That's great. It's not a unanimous victory, and it's thousands of people who said the opposite. Fam,
like Sin said, people are stupid.
That's why I can't trust Sin all the time, because especially when Sin digs his heels in on certain topics, there's no moving him. So
sometimes people was right. You know what I mean? Like,
sometimes people's right.
Sometimes people is right.
Sin for the win.
All right, we got to wrap it up because D needs at work. We done kept him mad long.
On the plantation, y'all. My fault.
So I'm gonna just close it out real quick. Chat, we appreciate y'all for pulling up, especially Nas to Go, Leroy Green, Vanguardian TV. Y'all really carried the chat. Touch 182. What's good? Eddie King. What's good? Everybody who pulls up, Harry H. What's good? Everybody who pulls up on a regular basis who's supporting the brand. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Y'all give us the motivation. Keep just pushing and keep pushing the content out. Love y'all for real. Episode 49, New York Bias 2 is on the way. We got 2 special guests who joined us. Not like artists, but just people who joined the conversation. So make sure you tap in. 48 is out right now. The Drake slander is out right now. Didn't we do Tyler versus the World? We got that out right now.
Yeah. Right.
And 48
Power rankings.
The power rankings out right now. So if you haven't caught up, and some of you haven't been catching up, it's been slow. We've been living and whatnot. Catch up on the material, and do not miss New York Bias 2. We talked about a lot of things that y'all would appreciate or disagree with, and we need y'all to rush the comment section. Give us that mailbag material that we need. It's your boy Jaw.
That's a good episode.
The Rap Snob, Dini the Balance, the homie Mace. Yeah.